Hey guys, so we are in Unit 2. We are talking about, we're in Lesson 2, and we're going to talk about education in agriculture and more so like FFA and 4-H. So you may have heard these before. You should have heard FFA whenever we talked about it in Unit 1. But we're going to talk about another organization that's agriculture based for you guys, and that's 4-H. And that may be a little bit more accessible for you since we don't offer FFA through this school. So in school, typically, if you're in an ag class, it's a 3-ring model. So you're going to have your classroom education, SAE programs. That's going to be your science experiment. That's y'all's SAE. That's a supervised ag experience. And participation in FFA, which unfortunately we aren't able to do yet virtually. Hopefully I can get that to change because FFA is a wonderful program. It's one of the largest student-led organizations. FFA is really great because it promotes leadership in young students. Students are in charge, so y'all make all the voting right decisions. You vote for who's in charge. It's a really neat program. So, but it is through high school, and you have to be connected. So, unfortunately, we aren't offering that yet. Some things that you do in FFA, though, that we're going to kind of touch into and practice and do some of our own, like in the activity you did, community service. That's a big part of FFA, helping your community. Planning and leading meetings and events. So when I was an ag teacher, all our students, they had a meeting every month, and it was led by our student officers, and they would come up with different activities and things to talk about. Like we had a fall festival meeting at Halloween, and we had costume contests that the students would do and different little fall festival booths. And the students designed all of it. I just helped. We work in school to help with ag and natural resource projects, so that would be like your SAEs. However, another organization that you could more likely get into because you don't necessarily have to be in it through your high school, this is per county. So every county in Texas has a 4-H program or cooperative extension. So that's what this is, vocabulary word. It's community-based resources supported by the USDA, managed through land-grant universities across the country. A land-grant university is basically like an ag university. So Texas A&M, that's ag-grant university. Tarleton State, that's a land-grant university. So they're going to provide information, education, learning activities for both urban and rural communities across the country. Remember, urban is going to be city, rural is going to be in the country. So they can offer new educational options. You can go there and you can learn about healthy lifestyles, healthy eating choices. You could go to a meeting and you could learn about how to garden. You could take a class and be a master gardener. There's all sorts of things you can do through the 4-H, which is the same as that cooperative extension. So 4-H is through your county. So, like I'm in Grayson County, so I'll go to Grayson County 4-H, and you can just look this up and you can join. There's 4-H programs. They do a lot of things. They have a lot of teams. They have teams where they do cooking activities. Like if you ever see Master Chef, you can do that through 4-H and cooking competitions. They have photography competitions, all sorts of things. You can raise animals and show animals through 4-H. So FFA is primarily for high school students. 4-H is really for young people to older people. They work with older farmers. They work with third graders as well. So they're a lot of varied. So this is like the classic activities are raising an animal for sale, learning, cooking, sewing, or gardening. Today it's outside. They have robotics in 4-H, so you could do robotics, learn how to code on a computer. It's accessible to kindergarten through 12th grade. So if you're interested, you can look up the 4-H extension agent in your county and you can ask them how you join. So this would be something really cool for you to do. It's not required, but I'm encouraging it. So like FFA has their motto and their symbol. This is 4-H, symbol of the clover. Head, heart, hands, health is what the 4-H's stand for. In college, you can also join. I was in FFA in college, collegiate FFA. There's really all kinds of agricultural organizations for all levels of your life that you can do. So an example of ag and higher education. Not everyone's going to continue the college and ag degrees. One of the goals of FFA is to prepare students for not only careers in ag, but also higher education in these fields. So these programs vary a lot. But it's going to talk about one specific college and their hands-on skills for sustainable agriculture. I went to college. I went to Tarleton State University to study ag education. And there's it's really an agriculture college, and there's a lot of different ag degrees that you can pursue, like we talked about in Unit 1. So it goes on and it talks about this college and what they're doing. They have their own college farm, and they're teaching their students about sustainable agriculture. You need to know sustainable agriculture, that is ag that is ecologically sound, socially acceptable, economically viable, and humane. So what does that mean? It breaks it down. So that means that it uses resources wisely and treats the land well. Socially acceptable, treats the workers fairly. Economically viable is financially self-supporting or profitable. Okay, it's not just going to lose money. It's going to maintain and sustain itself. That's why sustainability. Humane, we treat animals in an ethically and caring way. Like I said, there are ag organizations for all levels of your life. There are even adult programs through that county extension agent service. So if you want to be involved, there's a lot of opportunities. Just reach out if you have trouble and you really are interested in joining 4-H. Reach out to me. I have a lot of friends that are extension agents, and they would love to have you, and I think it's great to be a part of and join.